What is up, legends? We are back in another ASTRA video. Normally, I only do one a day, sometimes two, but it's going to be two today because they did developer notes today, and I actually want to talk about them and give my feedback to the dev notes because they're literally saying they want feedback, and I know they watch me for feedback. So I'm gonna give my feedback on it. I haven't read it yet. I just literally walked in the house and then the first message I got on Discord was like, yo, they got dev notes up, and I was talking a little bit in the Discord about characters and everything else. And Vellano is supposed to be in here, so we're gonna talk about that. Entering the third week, director's first update on the future plans, part 1. Hello, masters of the book. Young Woo Kim, what's up, Young Woo Kim? Entering the third week of the week following the launch of ASTRA Knights of Veda, April 2nd. I want to emphasize that delivering excellent content service remains our utmost priority despite our efforts, both developmental team and publisher of Hybe. I have acknowledged there have been some shortcomings, particularly in addressing user inconvenience in our communication. It's good that they're aware of that. We are committed to attentively listening to a piece of feedback provided by our players on Discord and other community platforms. While we wish to respond to everyone's feedback individually, some responses and decisions require more time, and we apologize for delays in communication. All right. Specifically, when this last patch went out, it was towards the end of the week. Which is why you didn't see me panic, you didn't see me go crying and go on Discord and memeing up and down and stuff like this. So let me explain to you about stuff on Discord. There are people which literally do not care about the state of the game. They just come literally into a platform and want to meme, and when something's wrong, they don't even really care majority of the time. They just want to cause discourse and make people fight and then watch people, aka trolling. Don't fall for that. There's a lot of people like that where they didn't even care about the 50-50 situation. They just wanted to see people rage and carry on. There's people who just want to see the world burn. And a lot of community people fall for that a majority of the time. Me personally, it's like, I'm over the age of 40, so when I see kids acting like that, I'm like, whatever. I just ignore them. I don't go on YouTube and make 5 million videos about how mad I am just to try to get revenue. The clickbait, y'all. That's not what grown men do. I mean, that's what happens a lot of the time. So just be aware of that this situation right here, it sucked, but you really didn't have, people didn't have to carry on the way they had to carry on. They had to understand that they didn't have time to actually properly adjust what's going on. They got to have a meeting. It was the end of the week, people leaving for their 3-day vacation or something like that. There is no way that we were going to get dev notes like this last week. So I'm just going to stop pointing that out. We apologize for the recent update that decreased the efficiency of ignore defense option and reduced capabilities of Capishi. We understand that this caused significant frustration to users who invested time and resources into developing their character, which is true. In the end game, while collecting characters is key, is our responsibility to ensure through testing we regret we fell short. So what happened is they just announced he getting nerfed, which literally coincided with a new poison character, which was just obvious that he can't remain that way and bring in a new poison character. There's just no way. It's not going to happen. What they were supposed to say is, okay, this guy is overachieving, and we got to bring that down because he overachieving and everything else, which is fine, but you're supposed to give back the resources, like the same way that they did the whole stamina boots thing, and say, hey, these guys over here doing too much. We need to allow everybody else to do a little too much too, which is why they gave everybody boots to coincide with that. They were supposed to compensate everybody who used this character and said that, okay, y'all all got him to 90 and just went with him. We need to help y'all out on that. And they didn't. And on top of that, they just announced it in the patch and didn't even give us a forewarning on that. That was bad. We issue further details on the adjustment of character balances, options, stats through additional developers' notes this week. Unlike previous practices, we will provide these details in advance of the next update, ensuring that ample time and community feedback. Dev team, what you have to have to make this not happen is a test server. You already have a test server unless you're using it as the live server, but I believe you already have a test server. That would alleviate all of this. People would tell you in advance, okay, he busted. Okay, this person sucks. Okay, where's the balance in this system? Y'all can't do it yourselves. You're already proven that you can't do it yourself. Stuff is going badly, so you need a test server. Every game that makes some type of money, unless you just can't afford it, that's something different. Like, and you can be upfront and say, that's not feasible within what we're doing to have a test server. Like, is fiscally, like, that is fine to actually say that. People, like, companies should not be afraid to say stuff like that. We have no choice but to understand that. Like you made $2 million, which is good, but that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all gotta understand that test server is like another 100K. So, like, it's not something that they can just like randomly do. If they got it, then they should do it. If they don't, then they just don't. But in my thing, and on top of that, I don't want to, like, the reason why I'm saying it like this is because obviously you have a testing problem right now, because all these problems that come about right now is from lack of testing. That whoever is testing right now, they ain't doing it right. There's no other way to say it than that. They just not doing it right. They just going to work, drinking some coffee and testing, making like 5 bug fixes and then going on lunch break. I don't know what they were doing, but they ain't doing it right. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble or something like that, but that just needs to be addressed. Like, like, get somebody who can just do it right. Or maybe you need more people, because majority of the time what happens is when you get a test out into 10,000 people, they find stuff that maybe 4 or 5 people in your testing department didn't find. That's what needs to happen. If you really want to have these type of situations, it's not gonna, like, you're just wasting time and resources when you say, hey, we're gonna say this in advance and stuff. No. You need proper testing. You need people to test it. There needs to be a test server. You can have NDA. You can bring people in. The only problem with that is you need to make sure that it's the right people and don't bust a hoyo and be inviting creators literally in who keep leaking, and that they're leaking it, but you don't want to ban them because they're big creators. Yes, I said that, hoyo. That's exactly what hoyo is going through right now. DK figured it out. Brother. Anyway, an upcoming developer note will also address the heavily discussed topic of the character rate-up events and potential improvements to make we can undo to make them. Additionally, the upcoming developer notes will address the frequently discussed topics. Oh wait, I read that already. Let me scroll down. No, that was a completely different one. Action speaks louder than words. All right. Dev team, you actually don't even need to code this. You have a suggestion in the game. You have the perfect thing in the game already. You don't even have to code it because it's problematic coding it. I'll help you later, 911, if you still need it. Again, like I said, the previous video, there is no need for a 50-50 ever in the game. This game, you need literally, I said 6, but what it really is 7. All right, so let's take Verano for instance. You need to get the character. You need to go through 6 levels of the character. Means you need to get the character, which is 1, and then 6 more times, which is 7. You gotta go through 7 times. There's no need for a 50-50 because you need the luck to be able to get through all of this. And what that essentially, what 50-50 does is it's predatory based off of the gambling to push you through all of this. This is the worst possible gacha system that they could have ever put out there, because it really doesn't help anybody. It makes everybody feel bad and doesn't necessarily make a company make money. I want to point that out. Historically, 50-50s doesn't necessarily make a company make money. There's only been a handful in thousands of games. And let me point that out. Because people always quick to say, well, look how much money Hoyo making. Look how much money that is making. Hoyo is an anomaly. Hoyo should not be counted in that, because if you take Hoyo out, nobody else made money. Nobody else made money. But what happens is people see Hoyo and think that they're going to win the lotto. You're not going to win the lotto. You're not. Because the same way that Hoyo has 2 games that's making money, there's another 1,000 that did not. And I said thousands because that's how many people tried. Thousands. You see how many dead games we have right now? Snowbreak, not making money. Tower Fantasy, not making money. Dan Crow, not making money. Like, Hegan, not making money. Eversoul, not making money. Outer Play, not making money. like, bro, game devs don't fall for stuff like that. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it at all. It doesn't need to be in the game. So when you talk about ways to improve it, take it the hell out. Know a game that actually doesn't have that, but it's still making a lot of money and it actually makes sense. If you have the system already in this game right now, is Nikkei. Nikkei doesn't have that 50-50. Nikkei, like, you either get the character or you don't, and there's a chance that other characters are going to come out. But what Nikkei has is it has a universal limited pity that goes up to 200, which you already have in this game, by the way. You already have it. And it's already coded into the game, but it's coded for the normal banner. It's right here. But it's at 300 instead of 200. All you have to do, first of all, 300 is way too much, by the way. All you have to do is put this progress down here to 200. Leave this here for like this. I believe this is only like one time anyway. But this is currently already in the game, so you don't even have to code, because that's probably one of the problems that's happening with the other limited banner. Literally, you have both of these up at the same time, and somebody probably just failed at coding and didn't make it so that these both coincide with each other. They kept the coding for this with the grace of the Holy Grail. That carried over, but when it came to 50-50, they probably did not know how, or did not know that it didn't carry over between both banners, because they shouldn't be up at the same time. Usually with these systems, you don't see 2 of the premium banners up at the same time. If you notice, in Star Rail and in Genshin, the previous banner will time out and go away, and then the next one will come in 24 hours. That didn't happen with this because, for whatever reason, some genius decided that we're going to extend Xanthia's banner because they didn't really get a shot, which was a good idea, but then put this banner up at the same time, and it's probably not coded for that to happen. And that's why the 50-50 didn't carry over. I don't think it's actually broken at all. I just think that these were not supposed to be up at the same time. They probably used the exact same coding, and it wasn't meant for that. It just wasn't meant for that. It's probably supposed to carry over, but now you have 2 different running at the same time. So there's 2 different codes running at the same time, and they don't feed off each other. It's designed for this to go the hell away, and then that 50-50 be out in space until this came back, and then it would carry over. But because this is still here, that didn't happen, because this never went away to carry over into this banner. You have to code for that to actually happen. I know specifically that because I know what this code is. You can actually get this code on Unity and Unreal Store right now. And that is what happened. I'm almost 100%, 1000% that is what happened, and why they have to explain themselves right now, because that's just a problem, because that makes them wrong, because the code didn't work right. Now I'm probably spoiling, and they probably don't like that, but it's still the truth. Like that is probably what happened, 100%. So you don't need to, like, what I would do as a company is I would say that this was just a mistake. These weren't supposed to be here at the same time, but they're not, obviously, especially now that I've just said it out loud, they're not. But these just shouldn't have been here. That's just the way that it is. They should not have been here at the same time. And they could have just brought Xanthia back later, or put Xanthia in the normal banner. If that was the case, that would have solved all of this. But if you want to talk about how to make it better, take that the hell out. 50-50 don't need to exist. And you already have the code. If y'all don't know how to, if you don't have somebody to code it, I'll come code it. Like, bro, like And then you have this already in the game right now. So all you have to do is kind of similar to what DK does, is what happens is over the course of time, the progress will build up in DK, and then it'll stop at 200 right there. And then from that point on, it'll carry over every premium banner right over here, and it'll be a store on the bottom that's called mileage. And at 200, it doesn't matter what premium banner is there, you can cash out that premium mileage at 200 and get that character straight up. So if you failed the previous banner, like let's say you did rotations and everything else like that, and you failed the previous banner, you can carry that over and say, you know what, I don't need none of these characters, and you can just gamble. And then when the banner comes up, let's say the next character is Death Crown. It's probably not, but say the next character is Death Crown. If you really want Death Crown and you got 150 mileage, you can do like your summons on Death Crown, and hopefully he'll come out. And if he does come out, the mileage doesn't reset. The mileage stays there. So let's say you have 50 summons and you at 150 and you get to 200 and Death Crown came out at the 51. You golden, because now you can just cash your mileage out and you got Death Crown at E1, baby. That's why that system works, and that's why DK make like 50 million every month, because you pick and choose. And then on top of that, like, it's basically like you're in the premium banner. Sometimes like the character come out, sometimes it won't, but you choose your own destiny. You have more control over it at that point. Right now, the way it is right now, you can go the full slot, and this is why it doesn't feel good. You can go to full 180 and get all the way to 180, and yes, you'll get the character and maybe one other character that you won't get. I mean, that you'll get like a normal pity character or something like that. Now, let's think about this real quick. It costs 1,600 per doing that, and it's like what? It's like 2025 like that. So that, we'll just say 20. It's probably more than that, but we'll just say 20 for easy math. That's $180 every rotation. You need to do that 7 times, and the least it's close to $1,000 just to max the character. Dev team, you don't think that that's gonna deeply discourage people from actually doing that? Whales are going to actually do this. And by the way, whales don't care. They're just, like they're 5% of your population, but you have to worry about the other 95% that are gonna look at how much it costs to do something like that, like the time consumption to do something like that. And then most people, you're gonna have probably close to 85 to 90% people who will never accomplish that in their game. Other people will stick around if the game is around long enough, for maybe 2 years to maybe get to that point. But you're gonna have a lot of people in your community who will never accomplish that, and know that they will never accomplish that. Hear what I'm saying right now and be discouraged. And which is the reason why I'm saying that, which is why stuff like this doesn't work. And why certain systems and why certain companies make more money than other companies is because they understand, they get it. There's things that make you feel that you can accomplish something, that allows you to accomplish stuff with hard work, or if you want to spend a little bit on it, like if you know that you'll spend $50 to $100 on what a company wants, is at least 30 to 40% of their population to want to spend $50 to $100 because what happens, show you guys something. Let's say you have 100,000. It's probably way more than that, but it's probably like 100,000 people who are willing to spend, let's just say $50 because 100,000. It's 5 million. Some games don't even make 5 million in a year, by the way. And we're just saying 50 at the and they could get something like that. You want to encourage this to happen. This is not counting whales. Has nothing to do with whales right now. This is the general population of gamers and a gacha game that you want to actually have happen. And this is what you learn in school, by the way, in gaming courses in college. Like, this is what you want to encourage, and this is what a lot of companies just don't encourage, which is why a lot of them fail. They don't encourage this. We're talking about casual to free to play gamers. This is what y'all what as a community what you can accomplish in a year. This is not something to be like 5 million. That pays their server cost by itself for the year. That overpays it because at the like maybe it's like 100K a month or something like that. And 12 months is 12 million. I mean, 12 months is 1.2 million. I'm sorry. So that basically pays the server cost. That pays your staffing costs. That pays rights and everything else. Like, that completely pays for your entire game, not counting the whales. So that you get all the lucrative stuff of the actual whales. You can cash in on that too, put it on over the top, which is where you get the probably like maybe the next 5 to 20 million from the whales. If the whales stick around in your game, but they will stick around the game if there's enough of the population actually spending and playing. That's why, I'm giving you guys an industry course right now, but this is what you want to encourage and why you want to have the community have control over their pity and not this nonsense. Anyway, actions speak louder than words. We are committed to addressing the areas of discomfort you experience and will continue to make visual improvements, even if it seems slow at times. We promise to do our utmost with the resources at our disposal. This coming update, April 25th, will focus on implementing changes based on the continuous feedback we have received. We are also doing our best to improve the experiences with each update we roll out. The maximum number of shoes have increased from 160 to 240, and the recharge time for one shoe reduced from 8 to 6. Not enough. It doesn't need to be 6 minutes. That's higher than the general industry standard going right now. Like, the industry standard is 3 to 5. Like, I get it. I get it. You probably heard me and Zox because we're the only ones covering the game. But you probably heard us when we said it's too high. It's like, okay, we'll y'all probably is like, we'll bring it down. No, stop it. The 6 is still too high. Stop it. Yeah, they probably got butthurt when I said I went to Canada on a date and my stamina ain't back yet. You probably got butthurt when you heard that statement. People were laughing about that too. That's still too high. I can still go to Canada on a date and come back, and it still won't be full. It's too high. Rent too damn high. Just be like everybody else in the industry and put it at like 3 to 5. Like, cut it out. The support Knights will also be modified, bringing the level range from -5 to +2 and -5 to +5. We intend to make some changes to what changes? Regular attacks, serial attacks will be modified so she doesn't track backwards. In some cases, that's okay. All right, so we'll do it in here. So I know what they're talking about. It just so happened I was right here. I didn't mean for this. All right, Edward, we're gonna take you out for this. She had a glass of poison. Green Kool-Aid. So what they're talking about is this stuff. How she just goes backwards like this. And then she does that too and goes backwards, which is cool in my opinion, because look where I'm at right now. I'm just safe and they're all in the poison. So I think the only way that you could really make this better is you make that poison cloud faster. Make it faster, make it track, and then she could chase after it. If you really think that this is such a problem, her going, forward like that, going backwards like this, you just make the poison cloud faster. and then take away the her going backwards that quickly. Because for the most of the part, you have to actually put that into place. And for me, I didn't find a problem with that because it's just skill based. But it also means that you'll miss sometimes, which is part of the down point of Adorisa, is that she misses literally like half of the stuff that she does because of the prep time and everything else. But yeah, that's just what you want at the end of the day. Like, you want the skills to be useful. Get it out. Get it out. Stop doing that. Which, this is fine in my opinion. I didn't really see a problem with this, but certain bosses, it's a problem because she's going to track backwards, and this is gonna suck. Especially like that boss that tries to eat you. Stop it. Like, this isn't that much of a problem because you're going back. Look at them chasing me. That's pushing everything. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't hold back the entire time. All right, die. I didn't hold back the entire time. It was just her with her normal stuff, and that's no problem to me. It's actually kind of fun because it's evasion that you don't actually have to control. So, if that's problematic for them, I guess it's just problematic. I don't see it as being. All right. Projectile range of Lano's strong attack will be increased by 33%. That is nice because it falls off. Like, it literally just will vanish in front of an enemy at a point. If you're full screen away, it fades away. I'm like, bruh. Like, it's a strong attack. Like, stop it, please. Lano's strong attack will penetrate one target when charged to a second stage. Doesn't it already do that? I thought it already does that. All right, whatever. During auto battle, Verana will maintain a certain distance from a target and use normal skills. So that's cool, I guess. The baseline value dot damage will increase by a factor of 2.33 to the previous value of 9 to 21%. That's nice. Why y'all get like, hey, bro, I just like she makes farming so easy. I literally run around her with her in the map over Edward and blow up everything, even when she's at elemental disadvantage. Like, it's hilariously easy. Like, I don't get it. But anyway, additionally, there are a lot of things that we can improve on, such as shortcoming in the party system, lack of content, inefficient on-time rewards, and lack of events. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's why it feels weird in this game, the way the current content system is because most of the games that have the systems that they have that are similar to this have open world things that you can actually do that do not cost stamina, that you can get currency from, or that you can actually get resources from. This game doesn't really have that. It has standalone content that runs out. The supply stage that runs out. The tower runs out. PvP runs out. There's nothing like standalone out in the world that you can actually do. Like, you have things here in the world that appear, like, there we go, literally, like right there, you have this stuff. But that's limited, and that's not gonna help much anybody. It's nice that it exists there, but that's like it. At that point, there needs to be like stuff in between that facilitates that you don't have to actually use stamina. What I would suggest still to this point is, even if they're gonna like make stamina recharge 5, by the way, if we're gonna like they might be uncomfortable with 3, so make it 5, and then every stamina that's in the game, cut it in half. Every stamina usage, just cut it in half. Basically, that takes the pressure off stamina. It takes the pressure off you literally having to stuff into the game for us to find places to get resources. That would alleviate all of that, just straight up. Also, gonna end on this. Actually, I didn't have to come all the way here, but it's fine. I can just do this. Buff this, because this is supposed to be our idol, and it's garbage. It would 57. Look, dog. 57 minutes. I've been idling. I made 342 gold and one alchemy stone. What is this? This is bad. This is about the worst idol I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't even notice how bad this was at first, because I would have said something like weeks ago if I actually really paid attention to how bad the idol is in this game. You literally could help yourself out if the idol actually did. What is that sound? Oh, I'm in. No. You literally will help yourself out if you fix how bad the wealth of the Holy Grail. There ain't no wealth of that Holy Grail, by the way. That's not wealth. That's you're poor. That's ghetto. Like, please do something about that. That's bad. I don't know if you plan on, if you had some extra system that made this bad, or maybe I'm not seeing something, but I've done most of all the treasure stages. I literally am on stage 10 of everything except the last stage, because I'm just lazy for the last stage and just haven't done it. I'm like leaving that like the last possible thing to do because it's an annoying ass stage. But outside of that, I'm on stage 10 or completed stage 10 on all of them, and my idol is still like, I don't know what you're supposed to do to make that idol actually do something besides, again, if I am missing something with that, tell me. But for the most part, this idol is bad that I see anyway. So, you know, like, do something about that. And you know, for as strong as I am, like, you know, it shouldn't be that weak. I feel it should be way higher. And even if, like, there's nothing to even say right now how to make this better. It just is what it is right now. So, and then you have Veda's Nightmare, which, you know, depending on where you are, adventure level 7 or 8, it doesn't, I don't get it. I just don't get it, because I looked at it when it was on 8, and that's like whatever. Like, all 8 does is allow me to do stages for better loot, but it doesn't really do much for the idol. So please do something about the idol. Anyway, that's all I got right now. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope the dev team listens strongly, especially with the stamina and the 50-50 thing. Just get that up out of here. Like I said, allow the community to have some type of control over their pity, and you will make a lot of money. Trust me. So I'll catch you guys next video. Peace.